All of a sudden, this man comes running into the emergency room, and the other doctors that were in white coats come up to him and they start telling him that I am the person who was in this accident out on the highway in Flagstaff. I was brought in by a rescue helicopter, and my head is 2 or 3 inches over my left shoulder. I have no feeling in my arms or my legs. I have no movement. So as far as they know, that the prognosis is I am a quadriplegic. But at this stage, all they're interested in is saving my life. They believe that I'm going to die if they can't save my life. Well, here I am up on the ceiling, up in this emergency room, and I thought I was watching a movie. And now I realize that Dr. Hales is there for me, and that's me on that gurney down below that I'm watching. I spend 18 hours up on the top of this emergency room. I heard and listened to everything that was going on down there. I watched a nurse pick glass out of the side of my face and out of the side of my arm. And when her shift was over, they came to relieve her, and she said, I'm not going anyplace. I'm going to stay until I get all this glass out. And I heard the doctors talking about how they were not going to do anything with my neck. They were not going to worry about fixing my neck because I was going to be paralyzed anyway. So they were really just going to save my life. And here I am up on that ceiling going, no, 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 fix me. I know I can be okay. While I was up there on that ceiling, I had this knowing that, okay, Joe, you had an accident. You got hurt really bad. You're now in the hospital, and they're going to fix you, and you're going to be okay. And that was what was going on in my head. And I had this knowing that I could be okay again. I had no idea how that was going to happen, but I did know it was going to happen.
So, Joe, explain these pictures about the apparatus that they used on you when you were
well, I don't see that, Bob.
No? Okay.
Oh.
What do you see, Marie?
An out-of-body experience, 18 hours in the ER.
You're not seeing it go forward then?
No. Not moving.
Okay. What did I do wrong? Well, keep talking, Joe. I'll get the screens to go ahead. But there's pictures. These are the pictures of the gyro bed and the halo.
Okay. All right. So here I am up on the ceiling, and they're bringing in new equipment, and they come in with this bed that looks like a big circle, and it's got rails on it, and it's got a board on the center of it. And they now transfer me into this bed, and then they put this halo in my head. If you see this picture here, this halo brace. So they had to stabilize my head. So they screw these 4 pins into my skull. Now I got to tell you, I was up there on the ceiling, and I could actually hear the crackling of the bone as those pins went through my scalp and set themselves right into the bone. Once they had that halo on my head, they attached a hook to the top of it, and I was laying down horizontally in the bed. They had me strapped in so my body wouldn't move, and then they started to hang sandbags and weights on this hook that would pull my head back. So from being up there on the ceiling, I understood from the doctors that were talking down there that it wasn't possible for them to just take my head and move it back to the middle of my shoulders. That would have killed me instantly. So they had to do it over this process that took 18 hours. And they would move my head just a little tiny bit at a time, and then a half hour, hour later, they would come back and put more weights on the pulley, and then a little bit more weights. And finally, they got my head to a position where one of the doctors said, let's get Dr. Hales here, because if we don't operate now, we're going to lose him. We've run out of time. We have to operate. So my head was almost to the middle, off about